Part 4 She's always not home. Previous parts are down in the comments. And we got really drunk last night. She was asleep in the cab on the way home, and after a while it was quite fun. In our denial. And we laughed a lot, regardless of the situation. We both needed that at some level. Even if it wasn't the right time, or justified in any way. She has said she won't do counseling. I don't like the idea of it either. But we are at that point. Right now, she's sleeping on the couch and I'm out back listening to the ball game. 180 time is now, huh? So, she said she would love to go camping in the next few days. She has also brought up taking a trip. And has been talking about the future in terms of plans. I know I'm not supposed to have any planned dates on 180. So do I tell her flat out no, or just vaguely respond in a way that makes things like that not come to fruition? We have always loved to party together, since day one, and no, of course not every day. But since the 10-week trip I've been in mega health mode and we hadn't done that in forever. Right time? Nope. Right motivation? Nope. Smart considering my goal last night? Nope. Did we have fun together for the first time in a long time? Yep, so, it is what it is. Prob didn't do me any good, and I did mention I felt like a dumb boy this morning. I could just post what would make me look good, but that would make the resulting advice have less value for my actual situation. They won't give out info of who stayed where and when at hotels, especially in Vegas. I can check her credit card statements but may have to wait a few weeks for them to show. If she paid for it out of her business checking account, I'd need her password to log in. I've tried. She did tell me, after she got back, where she stayed. I suppose I could try. Assuming she actually stayed there. Just left yesterday. I could ask for my wife's room number. They say we have no one by that name. I could say, oh, did she check out yesterday? Might get lucky with the right person, but I think it's illegal for them to give out that info. I can get to the laptop, either while she's showering or sleeping. Want to put something on there. Any suggestions? It's a Mac, something that isn't detectable. Phone is glued to her, even when she goes to the bathroom, has a passcode on it, for work. So random people don't mess with it. She says they prank each other and people finally started locking their phones. I have almost seen the code as she's typed it in a few times. But without it, all I can find about getting into a locked phone gets me only to the use of the phone, contacts and call records. I would need texts and pictures or I'd have nothing. I need to watch closer and get that code, or I should just forget about all this mess, light fire to the house next time she leaves, change my name and move to Mexico. That's how random and confused I feel at the moment. I realize how incredibly powerless I am at the moment. All I have is divorce, which I don't want. I know I've lost a lot these last few months. And all I've done since then is research, introspection, self-improvement, direct communication and anything I can think of to not make the situation worse. Really think I'm not aware that last night was going great and then I let out too much information so she could counter and neutralize it. You might as well just say put a bullet in your head, but in some ways, we all do that anyways, right? Holy ducking hell, come on. In the last hour she has put a password on her computer. I have to say something about this. And fast, it'll put me right back on the ledge of walking again. Can I really have this conversation 2 days in a row? I know how weak I sound right now. I feel weak. I know I'm being weak. I'm also feeling extremely angry though. And I know I can't hide that and pretend to be nice. Need to confront her again, as this time I have to walk, because I know she won't give an inch, because I backed down last night. Easiest way would be to just say after everything we talked about last night about me needing to be able to trust you, now you lock your computer. If you're playing games with me, stop it now, all passcodes are gone. She says no. I have to leave, again, please tell me I can do it this time. I am just so not used to her turning her strength against me. I've always found it impressive. Worthy of respect, and sexy. But she's turned her power on me now. And it blows my mind. I'm a strong guy, ask anyone I work with, or any of my friends, but I guess when it comes to her. I gave her my power when I gave her my heart, wrong. I know, just realizing this is the way it is. All along I thought I was in charge, but when push came to shove, I've proven that I truly am not. I'm sure not one of you expected the situations that presented themselves to you, whatever they may have been, for the first time in a long time. I feel betrayed and unloved, been almost 8 years. Almost a third of my life with this girl, whether I did something to cause enable this or not, I never thought I'd be where I am right now. Felt so strong this last week while prepping myself. Suddenly I'm questioning myself and what I can bring to the table. I know this will all be okay someday. But the truth is that I am in utter disbelief that I even have to deal with this. I don't deserve this, sure, plenty of little things I wish I could change, lack of action here. Lack of self-improvement there. Complacency. And just plain giving myself over to the comfort zone. But certainly, gave me to her. The words she says used to be enough for me, because the actions were there too. Now the words say the same thing, but the actions are so foreign. Maybe she got the same from me at some point, but certainly not in this way. Not in a way that takes everything important and crumples it and puts it in the wastebasket. In plain sight, as strong as I ever have thought I was. I'm now sitting in my backyard alone, dreading any conversation with the one person with whom it always came so easily. And the twins suck. So I can't even enjoy the game on the radio. To those who throw punches at me now, I'd ask why you're here. Because all is well and happy. Can't all do everything the way we want to on paper. I will prevail here. But if it takes me a couple rounds in the ring, what's the difference? This is my life, haven't had to think about it in such stark terms for a long time, if that makes me different from anyone here. I respectfully call bull crap, would love to have given everyone a strong ending on the first try. Both phone and computer are locked, I can't get in. Plan to grab her closed laptop casually while she's there as if I want to surf something. It's sitting on end table in living room, closed. When I see it's locked, conversation can begin. I haven't moved off anything, the panties were dropped off at the lab today. There is a VAR installed under the front seat of the car. And I have another I'm going to put behind the radiator in her office momentarily. I've also grabbed her backup external drive, which was last backed up on 8-9. Haven't found the mobile sync folder yet though. There are backups from the last year on this thing, copying it to my machine so I can work on it as time permits. She's out for the next few hours, so it's gone time. Found the mobile sync folder, boom, got to be something here. You were all right, and so was I, tons of really bad stuff in these deleted texts. Back and forth. Can't even type it here. No talk of actually having done things, but she has lied to me for the last time. She said there was never anything inappropriate, besides the videos he sent. This crap is out of hand. We'll be gone when she gets back tonight, no way around that, duck me. I don't need evidence of a physical affair to leave, this crap is sick, is a lot of bad stuff that I can't post here. Also stuff about leaving my husband. She can't talk her way out of what I've seen. I asked her point blank several times about whether anything ever got inappropriate. She denied and laughed, denied and laughed, denied and laughed while looking me right in the eye. She can't claim anything innocent about that. She has the car right now. When she gets back, I'll have what I need packed, again, and easily accessible in the garage behind some stuff. Then I'll drop the papers on the table. Tell her I'm done being lied to, I have proof, and I'm gone. Or maybe I'll just print a few of the texts to put with the D papers and call it good. Her birthday is in 2 days, any thoughts on a gift? I can't confront her about this right now, so I either have to leave quietly when she gets back with my car. We just sold hers 2 weeks ago. In a couple hours and drop the papers on the table when she's not looking. Then slip out. Or I have to keep my mouth shut for a day or two and get myself more situated. Not worried about living in a hotel for a few days. End of the month should be able to get a sublet for a month somewhere across town pretty easy. Meantime, maybe I can still do the unlock your laptop thing, if she does. I'll grab any backups more current than what I have, which caps out at 2 weeks ago. Then leave on Saturday, her birthday. If she doesn't unlock it, I can just play dumb a little while longer. And surprise the crap out of her. Lying to my face, right into my eyes, one of the texts was talking about leaving me, in a casual, joking way. She's got her plans in place. She will be so screwed financially and she has to keep up the house. And her next job isn't until October at the moment. I have work to get done by the end of day tomorrow anyway, so I think keeping this under wraps for a day or two is sounding better every second. That way I can get my gear out, should drop her off for a 2-hour massage on Saturday, for her birthday. Then not pick her up when it's done. And I can be gone. Figure the cost of the massage would be worth the impact. Sure, I'll come up with 10,000 ways to do this. Now that I have so much more to work with. Handy test may not come back for 5 days, but at least it's a real lab that will yield hard, printed results. VAR may give me more. I'm going to chill, look for something hardcore solid in the texts, and plan my exit, but quickly. Can't let her do it first. Guessing she's thinking weeks or months on her end. though since I mentioned D the other day maybe she'll speed up her plans for her exit. All the while she's trying to plan a trip to Cozumel with me for September. Fat chance. Recover text from OM, I'll do whatever you want in Vegas. You'll have a good time again, you're too sexy not to. Another time, him, glad you're having fun, referring to a camping trip she and I took with another couple in early July. Her, still guilt-ridden, but yes, having a good time, getting there. And I don't deserve fun, honestly seeing a lot of stuff that's just sad, like she's just tired of me and has been talking to friends of ours about leaving since she got back from 10-week trip. All that time not telling me one thing that was bothering her, even though I was always asking her to tell me why she's down. And then it goes straight to the rough stuff, and she's been sending pics of herself to him and vice versa. Thank God I can't see them, this sucks. I should have just left on Tuesday. She came back and I said hey, then she laid down on the couch and was looking all tired. So I said I'm going out for a while. Looks like you're tired anyway. Be back later. Okay. She seemed a little suspicious, but whatever, I'm now at a restaurant reading texts and I'm meeting a buddy in an hour to hang and talk. You and my home thing are night and day, not related in any way. Also, plenty of talk about me, both referring to me as Stu, presuming from Family Guy. She really wants out, feel like it's a race at this point. Apparently, everyone in my life has been aware that she wants to leave, for at least a month, 2 months with some people. Ouch, I need to walk hard, can't handle letting her pull the trigger. But crap, I laid it out for her on twos, and she denied everything and called my bluff. Then she backed down, so, what the hell, does feel like a race to the finish though. Also talk of her wanting to meet him in his hometown. They're actually quite a cute couple, they talk like we used to when we first met. This girl is way gone, can't fathom going home tonight and pretending all is well. But I have a deadline tomorrow and I need my gear to make it happen. So, I have to go home tonight. She's always told me I don't hide my emotions well. Guessing I can't keep it under wraps for long, might have to leave tomorrow at end of workday. Have hired a pie to get OM's wife's cell, and hopefully email. He couldn't guarantee it but hopes to have it by end of day tomorrow. How does one word this kind of thing to the OM wife? Don't want to hurt her, but she needs to know, if she, or someone, had warned me of this a few months ago I'd have been in the driver's seat this whole time. From the texts it seems they are already in different bedrooms, so she may just say yeah, he's been doing this for years. Either way, he deserves a massive pile of crap in his life right now. Still going through texts, she thinks I'm working. I'm not, I've called my client and dropped off today's gig for personal reasons. They totally understood, meeting with therapist in an hour, have to find a way out without big confrontation. She's just sitting on the couch and has no plans all day. Saw texts about meeting with our banker to go over accounts in case things get messy. From about a month ago, well, hope she put something in those new accounts because like it or not things are about to get messy. No interest in reconciling now, hard to say, but I think I actually believe it now. Still working through texts, pretending to work the rest of the day. She now has a meeting at 4:30 across town for a new job, would be working at home, but not that it matters anymore. The point is, I now have time to pack, hide my stuff in the garage or something, print out a short list of choice texts. Write a note, grab the papers and be ready to leave. She will have the car, so I have no option but to wait until she gets home. When she's inside, I'll go out and pack the car in the garage. Then I'll come back in. Grab the papers, note, text list, go set it down in front of her and say, I have to leave now, and then try to just walk out and go while she figures out what it all means. When she comes after me, assuming she does, even if it's just a yell or whatever, I'll just say I'll give you a call in maybe a week. We can talk then. And then I'm out, don't know if I'll talk to her in a week, don't care right now. Then tomorrow it's to the bank, safe deposit, PO box and hopefully I'll have the OMW contact info by then and can start that rolling. She's leaving in about 10 minutes, it's on, I can't wait another day. All set, stuff hidden in garage, notes ready to go. Not sure why I'm posting this note here, but feels right. My love, I did everything I could to give you a chance to tell me your side of things and try to restore my faith in you and in us. You responded with denial, lies and secrecy. With that hanging over our marriage, there is no hope. Clearly you are no longer happy being married to me, go be single and enjoy life. I'll be back for my things eventually, including my dog, regret that we have come to this. You meant the world to me. Underneath that will be a list of texts that tells the whole story, underneath that. The papers, When she gets back, I'll go out to the garage and pack the car really quick, come back in, take a deep breath, put the papers on the table when she's in the other room and walk out of the house. Then get in the car and get the hell out of here. Then, I don't know, she came home about an hour and a half ago. She wanted to go to the horse track. I told her I was feeling a little sick to my stomach. Didn't really feel like doing it up. Then I looked in the fridge, saw we needed some stuff and said I'd run to the store though. Then I went out to the garage and packed all my stuff in the car and went to the store. While there she texted me saying, "Can you just park out front? Me and my girlfriend are going to meet for a drink." So I busted to the hotel, checked in, unloaded all my stuff, busted home, and now she's out for another 2 hours or so. Since everything's already out of the house, when she comes back, I just drop the package on the table and walk out the back door and I'm gone. Slight curveball, same plan, couple hours and I'll be posting done. I'm ready, no confrontation, no chance to screw up, and I will not be caving, guys. After what I've read last night and today, I can hardly stand to make small talk and sit in the same room with her. Time for her to have a life-changing moment, much as I have, because while I'm embarrassed that my wife was flaunting her disrespect for me so callously, she's apparently made out with work friends and their girlfriends while out with the gang in the last month according to her texts, publicly making me the bad guy without my knowledge. She will be embarrassed, guilty, angry, shocked, scared, sad for herself, and everyone will know that I just packed up and left her with her lies. VAR fixed in her office behind radiator, ready to rock. She'll be back in 5 minutes. Sitting out back waiting for her to pull up, minutes, prepared, feel powerful. Element of surprise. And there goes the dynamite, I'm out. She went in the bathroom, I planted the package and bolted. Stu has left the building, legs shaking, but I'm gone. I'm at hotel getting situated, been a half hour. She just texted me, broke into Skype, clever. I knew she was using Skype on her phone, and we had used it on our laptops in the past year. But I thought what I found was just backup logs of text and picture messages. Clearly, it's all stored in the same folder. She doesn't know any better either. Then again, the phone just rang in my room here. I called the front desk afterwards and asked if they had called. They said no. And I confirmed that there's a request for no info given out and no calls put through. Hopefully it was a mistake. She is not that tech savvy, right? Checked under the seats for anything obvious. Where does one plant a GPS tracker and what might it look like? I turned off Google Latitude on my phone the other day, so there should be no way to track by my phone except by court order. Hope it's just a wrong number. Hope she doesn't sleep much tonight. I haven't for 2 months. But I have to say I think I'll do fine tonight. Can't guarantee it, but what I feel right now is somewhere in the area of power and satisfaction. I would hope VAR would take care of this. She would tell OM what she was doing, or you would hear clearly that she was alone and lots of pounding noise and her prob crying afterward. Jesus, would she really do that? If she called the cops tonight, I have clearly checked into a hotel and have been seen at the counter and ordered room service that was delivered about 10 minutes ago. If she is truly vile and vindictive over the next week, or however long before I go back, I may have a cop hang out while I move the rest of my stuff. Pi called me this afternoon with 2 cell numbers registered to OMW. Pi called them. She answered, guessing one is personal, the other is work. Have to figure out game plan there. The backup log I have was from 2 weeks ago. The night before she left for the last 1-week gig. And 1 week before Vegas. They were constantly referring to Vegas for a few weeks though. As if it would be the mecca of carnal love for the two of them. Everything was going to be all right in Vegas. And they'd both finally be satisfied. But they were clearly mutually pleasuring themselves via video chat for weeks prior. In my head, it plays out no better than a physical weekend in Vegas. Worse actually. Because some of this was while she was home and was denying me because she wasn't in the mood or just not feeling physical these days. About me or anybody. So now people can really understand why I had no problem executing the plan tonight. Crap, she beat me to the Facebook unfriend, and it's after midnight now, folks. The gratuitous happy birthday messages on FB will begin for her, for the next day or two. I do dearly love her parents, and they've always been awesome. They're the type who take the blame of the world on themselves. No need to hurt them with this info. Not wanting to make a big family stir, though I would like to say goodbye to them, have to think on that one. Morning y'all, slept pretty well, feeling okay. First order of business was to read the list of texts that I left her last night. In order to remind myself why I'm doing this. Next order will be hitting the gym at the hotel. I just called the police and asked some questions about my situation. They said basically there's no precedent to file a report of any kind if there has been no incident. If she were to start making a scene or make allegations about me, then they would investigate it, and the fact that I have witnesses of my whereabouts and proof of when I left the house. They would likely consider her story BS if there was nothing to prove it. I said, well, it's just that I've been warned by some friends that she can turn the law against me pretty easily if she wants to be vindictive. And I have no idea what to expect from her right now, as she's a totally different person lately. The officer told me he's actually going through something similar right now. So he understood where I was coming from. He took my name down and said to call if there was any development they should be aware of. Other than that, he said to bring a witness when go back to get my things, and a VAR in the pocket is completely justifiable and legal. Though he suggested I walk in and start by telling her everything is being recorded right now. Just here to get my things. I asked about the car. He said it's technically our car, no matter whose name it's under. Talked to her parents this morning was really hard because they're so great. I was respectful. Left out details, just gave them broad strokes of what breach of trust happened, that I had given her numerous chances to tell me her side and be honest with me. And that she, for some reason, continually refused. I told them she refused marriage counseling as well. They knew we were having trouble in general but did not necessarily know about another man being involved. They told me how sorry they are. I've always been so special to them and have taken care of their daughter. And how sad they are that she would do this. And then we said our I love you and goodbyes. Hard to do, folks, but glad I did it. Called my folks after that and repeated the same process. That conversation went much longer though. Called a few select friends, and one or two called me, having already been tipped off from the other side. I did my best to keep it respectful and not give too many details, so overall that went well too. Have a few offers for places to stay. Money, anything I need, etc. Good to know. Also went to the bank and closed the joint savings account. I'm just a guy taking in all the info in a crazy time and doing my best to follow the advice that was given. Had I done it alone these last 2 weeks, I would probably still be wondering what's wrong with my marriage and trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. That said, I'm alone, so life is not as I'd envisioned, but clearly it turned out to be the move I had to make for myself. And thanks to all for the black and white view of my situation. Ultimately, you were right, she was doing the things I feared, even though it took me a while to find proof. Long way to go though, keep you posted on how things develop. New text from her this morning, doesn't change anything, but nothing ever ended up happening. All a bad fantasy. Sorry you had to see all that, gross. Followed shortly after by, I'll get a lawyer as soon as I can afford it. The text proved enough for me to leave, even if they never got around to physically consummating it. In my mind it's almost worse. Because it was frequent, planned dates, video chat, etc. over time, which created an emotional attachment. A really drunken lay would be horrible but wouldn't have been emotional. At least, she allowed the life in our marriage to be transferred to another man. Sure, would be harder evidence if the panties come back positive, but I'm not looking to that to decide what I need to do. I already did what I needed to do based on what I already have. Agree that the texts are not an apology at all. She said the word sorry, but not followed by. I did that, to you, to us, just sorry I had to see it. Having a rough day, but staying strong, no worries, not like I have anything to go back to with her. So that makes it a lot easier. The fact that her parents know the truth, that will affect her more than anything I could ever say about this. She's very close with them. And their opinion means the world to her. Her dad is in the ministry. He's extremely humble and tolerant of errant ways in the world, and I'm sure he'll tell her they love her no matter what. And that will hurt her deep down more than anything. The guilt of having them know what she did and then forgiving her. I will ask my attorney to file tomorrow. The timetable will be on my terms, and her statement is true. She'll get one when she can afford it, but she'll find a way to afford it when she has to. Because the clock will be ticking. Hope that doesn't sound vindictive, but where I'm at I don't really feel like playing any games anymore. I threw down the gauntlet. The duel is on my terms. I also see that hundreds of pics and videos were sent back and forth between them. And that much of the text alludes to not having consummated physically yet. As of about 2 weeks ago, either way, I only gave her about 20 choice quotes from their texts. It took me almost 2 days to get through just the first log file. and I left out nearly endless shocking material that didn't advance the story on my list. And the rest tells a full story of their fall into being infatuated, then clearly were regularly, most likely daily on the road, video chatting and getting off to each other, watching the same things together, then starting to regularly say they love each other, and constantly sending pics of themselves and making plans for meeting up on layovers and of course Vegas. They also argued, broke up and get together at least 2 times, then renewed plans for meeting up in the near future. And I doubt she was able to check my list against her old texts, guarantee they'd been deleted from her phone regularly. Unless she takes the time to figure out how to find them on her backup drive as I did. She has more to worry about, I presume. Maybe in 5 years when her next marriage falls apart and she finally goes to therapy to figure out what's wrong with her relationships. She's always had an uncanny ability to be purposely cold to people that fall out of her favor. I always saw it from her side. Clearly, I now see what it feels like to have her turn that cannon on me. But she's seeing a side of me she never thought was there. And I'm glad to provide her a worthy adversary. Well, she has started to reach out to friends to feel them out as to who knows what, who her friends are, and push her side of the story. Just got a call from my buddy, the one that I first confided in 2 weeks ago, to say she had just texted him, get this. Her, is he okay? He shouldn't have looked at those. My friend texts back, I had previously asked him to stay neutral if. When she contacted him. Always loved you guys, sorry to hear about this. Her, he shouldn't have looked at that crap, I mean, how are you supposed to recover from that? My friend, OP told me some of what you guys are dealing with. Sorry. So, she is seriously not accepting any responsibility for this. Instead of he shouldn't have looked at those, how about? I shouldn't have done that. Not owning a shred of the situation, previously unbelievable. Unfortunately, now par for the course. I hope some of my other friends show me the same courtesy of letting me know what's being said. But I won't be calling them to find out, certainly don't want to put out a vibe of giving a crap, but I'll take the info if it comes. As far as pitying her goes, I'm getting there, trust me, yes, these communications today. One way, I've not sent her one iota of a message since I walked out the back door on Friday. Seemed to have affected me a bit, but mainly because I've been awaiting her response at some point. And the concept of going dark has been really hard for me, out of my normal character. It's getting easier. What's so crazy is that she's being so predictable right now. I just played the hardest play in the book, and she seriously is still blaming me for snooping instead of owning up to what she did. Curious to see how she's responding after no contact for a week. Her folks have consistently and basically unconditionally forgiven her for many childhood indiscretions. Mainly wild child kind of stuff. Stealing, vandalism, crashing the family car while underage, moving out at 16 and dropping out, etc. She subsequently finished high school and got a college degree and has been very successful on her own all along. That kind of stuff. The difference is that she just turned 37, adult time. She's always been a free spirit. And they've always seen her for the best of what she can be. They are after all her parents, and loving, perhaps to a fault, and she has always been redeemable with them because she's truly been a great girl at the base of it all. However, she has just gone beyond the limits of her marriage now, and that will of course take its toll on her. But I'm sure her parents will support her no matter what. But the talk I had with her dad yesterday showed him apologetic and empathetic with me, knowing his daughter had behaved so poorly. And he didn't question it one bit coming from my mouth. I'm sorry won't cut it with me in this situation though, hell. It would be a good start in me letting her go. But at the moment, I see myself as starting to let her go weeks ago when she lied to me about something so substantial. Vegas. And indicating that she was okay with that. Comments. I think she is freaking out. I think she thought she would get away with it. Or OP would put up with it. She is trying to find out how weak OP is. How is he? Is really asking, is he going to come home? Deep down she knows that OP was a good husband. She realizes that she screwed up royally. Once she realizes that she is alone, she will strike out. The texts will go from asking how he is, to telling him what a useless husband he was. She will get mean and try to deflect. He was the reason she did what she did. I am 99% sure that it got physical in Las Vegas. All the texts leading up to the trip about how he won't be able to work because she will be too busy having fun him. Pretty hard to go from that to, oh I changed my mind. If she really changed her mind, she would have been on a plane back home the morning after the first night. She wouldn't have stayed the weekend. My comment, Stay strong OP, it is going to get nasty. Part 5 coming out today as well. A few hours from this video. Push that bell button and it will notify you when it's uploaded. I'm going to get back on working on that video.